I know what this is. Yeah, this is all my art from high school. Got the grayscale right there. This was a still life sketch that I did. Just objects on a table. Another grayscale with a cube. I've got whatever this monstrosity is. This was a cool one. Trying to be centrifugal all the way around. And this is straight out of a comic of Garfield. Wow. I was wondering where this stuff ended up. Hang on to all that. In here, I've got my cleats, in case I ever want to play a sport again. And in here, I have my marching shoes. My marching band. Look at these snazzy things. Super comfortable.
A few minutes later.
Alright, we've got a couple bags here. You can tell in the background I've been cleaning up a lot of random stuff that is not worthy of being on camera. Mostly Legos and paperwork. But here in this bag I got a bunch of army guys. Look at that. In this bag, nothing too special, it's just all car stuff. Old license plate brackets and whatnot. This bag right here is from my scrapbooking days. It's got a bunch of scrapbooking material in it. A bunch of photos. Let's see what surprises we have in here. Got my dad and uncle. Bunch of random photos, really. None of them have anything to do with me. These are from my school days. Bunch of terrible photos, honestly. Actually, I think I know why. These are photos that I took with a camera. That explains why my finger's in the way for half of them. So yeah, there's definitely nothing exciting in here. I'll go through them someday, but not today. This is my first selfie. I was 6 years old. And just a bunch of fun stuff, I guess. You can see all my scribbles, and then it's all blank. And some more random pictures, some patterns and stuff for scrapbooking. And that's pretty much the rest of the bag. It's just patterns and stickers. This box, which that bag was in, is pretty much like birthday cards, Christmas cards, whatever, and papers from school. I got a couple diplomas from elementary school or something in there. Interesting stuff.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh, alright. I did some vacuuming. Moved everything over. Vacuumed the other side. There's not much left. So I'll be putting it all back pretty soon. Got some small stuff here. This is from my electric drum set, which I had. Didn't last very long at all. And I kept the pedals because they work with my keyboards. But now I have an official sustain pedal, so I don't really need this anymore. Totally missed the trash can. This is a, what is it, pipe flute? I don't know what they call it. I never really learned how to play it well. That was just to blow the dust off, but it goes something like this. I don't remember where I got it from. It was a gift at some point. This is a wooden puzzle I made back in high school. No, middle school, actually. Yeah, middle school. In the wood shop. Because high school didn't have any shops or anything, which was pretty weird. Then here, I've got a fold-up music stand. I wouldn't be surprised if I used this as like a sort of tripod in the past. And, you know, had the stand on top. And then just put my iPad on it, because that's all I had to film with back in the day. The iPad, by the way, is not really functional anymore. It has Flappy Bird on it though, so I could probably sell it for a lot of money. I'm doing something wrong here. This does not want to unfold. I've got a music stand that goes on the keyboard itself. I've got, this probably has music in it. Oh no, it has books for playing drums and the keyboard. Aha! Now this one's mine. This is my stand. That one came from somewhere else. So I know for a fact this one will work. See, it says J. Miller on it. So unclip it. Down like that. Put this up here. And voila. Music stand. How cool is that? These are very old drumsticks. I taped them all up and then put makeshift cotton mallets on the other side. I think it's literally cotton balls wrapped in gauze, whatever you want to call it. Then just glued them onto the end there so I can play the snare as well as the marimba. The snare I'll get to. This, I believe, was my sister's. I think it also came from Disney World. you do this. Pretty fun little thing. And this is what I got from Disney World that year that my dad got his, because I was little. So I got a little drum. Not much you can do about it, or at least me today, because look how big my hand is compared to it. Aha! So this is the mallet that's used for that thin sort of drum that I showed you before. Then I've got a clip that goes onto a drum for marching, and a drum key. This is tightens drums and stuff. This is pretty interesting. It's a recent thing that I put under my table. Can you tell what that is? I might have to do some editing to make it more visible. But this is Goofy, and it was drawn by a guy who actually was in the Goofy costume down at Disney World, who was one of my co-workers when I worked for the state. And this was laying in between two pallets of glass beads one day, and he just drew it on there because he had it memorized from all the times he signed books and stuff. So he did it, and then they were going to throw it away, but I hung on to it. Very cool little thing. This right here is a little electronics kit. This is like a legit breadboard and stuff. It's got all the wires and stuff inside. My dad was asking about this recently, so I'll hold it off to the side. Here is the snare drum. This is the pad on top for quiet practice. But take it off and with sticks, obviously, but this is my snare drum, and it's got the stand and stuff in here too. Next up is something mostly forgotten. I don't know if I have any video of this ever, anywhere. Electric train tracks. Whole bunch of them. This is not as exciting as the next box. I had the controller here, and all the train tracks and stuff. I had a phase where I just had a whole bunch of this train stuff. It was like HBO scale or something. I'm making that up because HBO TV program was H something scale. H40? I don't know. That was the scale of the trains, which I will visualize now with this box. These are all my trains and train cars. Well, I should say train and train cars, because I only have one engine. And that's the reason why I put all these away, because my one engine stopped working. But here it is. It's a Santa Fe. Got all sorts of train cars. Got a little oil tanker down here. Got a coal thing here. These really nice ones up here. Box cars and whatnot. And here are my G.I. Joes. Improvise, adapt, overcome. This guy has a good chunk of his nose missing. Just repeated use because it's got a rubber face so that it can look like it's talking. That's the exciting one. Then all the rest are fairly regular. This one, his hands were chewed off by Cubber, I think, dog we had a while back. But yeah, just a bunch of G.I. Joes. I've got this massive Humvee for them up in the attic. So that's pretty much it. The only other things are this telescope, which I never figured out how to work. Rug. Those are the collapsed sawhorses, and boxes to mail posters out. In the meantime, this is what I have accumulated. Got a couple bags of clothes. Look at the cats, they're checking all this out. But yeah, this hallway is filled with my stuff now. So now I have to decide what goes back. I'm going to switch to the phone camera because it's a lot more maneuverable, I guess. And put things back. Alright, so my mom overheard my conversation talking to the camera, and this is when I got my guitar. Thanks for the guitar. I love playing my guitar. Yeah, so much for that. Played it a couple times. But yeah, that's my old window. The floor, which is bare once again. My old desk chair, the stand I showed you, and some of the Legos as well. And a fire ambulance, I remember that thing. Very cool. Look at all this space, Dilbert. Is that weird or what? Where'd all your little hangout spots go? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm about to put it all back. Well, now what I have to do is measure out where I'm going to put the sawhorses now. It's a lot smaller. If I did my math correctly, I have just freed up 13 square feet of my room. I'm going to keep the table up against the bed here. Got an extra foot down there, and then I got an extra foot this way. All the way along the table, all the way along the table. Definitely progress, but I'm gonna have to remeasure everything. All right, forgot to get it on video, but the table's back thanks to the best mother I've ever had. And so the sawhorses are spaced out accordingly. Table is snug against the wall, and there's just a stupid amount of room now. This is insane. This is half my room, so I just opened up a whole half.